Joining us here in our studio, our panel, Eric Yaverbaum is president of Ericho Communications. I'm sorry, he's co-founder of readtovote.org. His Twitter handle is @RealYaverbaum. It's good to see you, Eric. Thanks very much.
Thanks for being here. I'm not going to be argumenting with you about too much today.
Well, we'll see about that. The hour is young.
What about me, though?
David Tukey,
definitely. I can tell already.
David Tukey is here as well. He's a former deputy regional campaign manager for McCain-Palin. And your Twitter handle is David Tukey, DAVIDTUKEY. Good to see you, David. Thanks very much. I think this is the first time we're on together.
Nice
so
to see you.
Looking forward to it. And let me start with you. When we talk about the budget, we're going to hear from President Obama. He's scheduled a news conference, actually, that I have to anchor coverage of, so I'll be ducking out of here a little bit early to get down to the newsroom. But 11 o'clock, he's going to be talking about his 2012 budget proposal. We're still looking at 2011.
Right.
The response so far, at least to the priorities laid out by the president, pretty mixed, pretty tepid. Eric, cutting the teleprompter, for example, I mean, that's really...
Well, cutting the teleprompter...
That's a political stunt, and that's not going to make a big difference.
Cutting the teleprompter is a great political stunt because everybody will talk about cutting the teleprompter, which they're not going to cut. He'll still have his teleprompter. And
just in case anybody out there is one, everybody uses a teleprompter when they're delivering a big speech. Paul Ryan, who we heard from just a moment ago, in Rich's report, who delivered the response to the President's State of the Union address, he used a teleprompter when he delivered that speech.
This is throughout history. I mean, anytime our budget is not balanced, which is most of my life, you hear about this excessive spending. And some people will actually think, they'll look at the dollar figure that goes along with the teleprompter and say, oh my, we spend that much money? That's what our taxes are good. That's not the important issues. When you look at things like Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security, you know, the healthcare, defense spending, the bigger and more important things, not the, you know, shiny object teleprompters.
And nobody's talking about those bigger, more important things. I mean, no one, not even the Republicans, the new Republicans who came in on the mandate to get our fiscal house in order or do whatever they could, even they are not talking, David, about reforming these entitlement programs because, I mean, get serious. We're not going to do anything until we do that. Chris Christie.
But you know, I mean, it is a shame because the teleprompter, that shiny, stupid object that will remain no matter what, it does get attention. It's in every paper I read. It's on every show that I watch now. Why? It's so irrelevant. And it is. Right. It's a stupid trick.
I don't know. Were they talking about a holographic teleprompter that he was going to have that somebody was going to build? I can't imagine.
I would like that. That would be cool. As someone who reads a teleprompter for a living, myself, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Some of the cuts, though, that the president is talking about making, you know, these are. I mean, a lot of Democrats, Eric, are not happy with what the president is proposing in his 2012 budget.
Well, I think that some of the cuts are a little bit haphazard. Anytime the word cut is used, somebody's going to be unhappy. Whenever you're pulling back, if you give something, you take it back, you're going to have unhappy people 100% of the time.
One area where the president is not talking about cutting, David, but instead talking about spending more is at the Internal Revenue Service.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah, evidently we're going to see about 5,000 new IRS agents going to work. I think those people and their mothers are probably the only people happy about those new jobs being created.
I mean, you talk about being politically tone deaf or making a mistake, and the Republicans on the teleprompter, you could argue, is this a major mistake on the part of the administration to start adding people at the IRS?
So, the amount that the administration is saying that will make up by adding that dollar figure, it's just a projected dollar amount. Nobody's ever confirmed, verified, or said, factually, we will collect this much more money. And who, I don't care which side of the aisle you're on, wants to have a greater chance of having your return audited and to pay more money? Absolutely no one. That's a very unpopular one.
And to spend the time. Time is money. Spend the time going through that audit.
And I don't think people realize that. If you've ever been audited, the amount of time, forget about if I owe an extra $1,000 or $5,000.
Or you're getting more money back.
You could sit, or I'm getting more money back. Keep it. I don't want to sit in the office for 5 days while we're going through an audit with, you know, my accountant, who I'm also paying. It's a very expensive process.